Mr. Abu-Hassan, commonly known as Askia.
The grapes.
The grapes. But before we start, can we have silent prayers? Amen. Amen.
There is a greater care of Honorable.
Mr. Abu-Hassan, of course, you know you are maybe meeting members of the SFP.
No, hold it
Honorable
until they
members
come.
of
Just set them on the side first.
On behalf of my colleagues, let me welcome to this meeting. Feel free to talk to us after you have spoken. Maybe raise concerns or questions or comments on the statement. We are expecting all aspirants to appear before us before either the we are ready. Again, let me welcome you to come there.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Myers.
Then let me also say, it is your option, because I know it's your friends, to talk in English or French. The option is yours, whichever you choose. Because of those who are followers and since we are members of Parliament, we have no objection.
Thank you very much.
Nobody's questioning that.
So we will hear them.
Yes. Please, let's now give chance to
Free audience for the flag bearer.
This afternoon. Please, let's listen. Yes, Mr.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Myers, and thank you very much, Honorable Members of Parliament. Before I start, and I know maybe I may have probably ticked off a little bit on the cultural pattern of things. However, I hope what I am going to do will fulfill those obligations in good faith. Before I start, I want to say to put hand on my visit here so that I be given the ears and the eyes to do my presentations among colleagues. So, Honorable, to you, to the coordinator, as chair of this occasion, this night in Tel Aviv.
Well, thank you, as you have said. This is a tradition, not to be up for and work. This is what all the aspirants coming before us leader.
I don't see who brings cola, brings light.
Okay.
Honorable members of Parliament, I feel very honored to be here this afternoon. I cannot thank you enough for the opportunity you have accorded me to make my case of why I want to be the flag bearer of the Sierra People's Party and why I crave particularly your support and your vote to make this possible. I am happy that there are colleagues of mine here with whom I went to college and who, to a certain extent, can vouch for my political integrity. Somebody like Honorable Dumbuya, Honorable Babonjo, Honorable Philip Tetema Chondone is not here, but these people can testify to you that I come with seasoned political strategies, seasoned political skills that will be very much needed for this party if we are going to win in 2012. I was born in Matrijon on May 24, 1961 to Alhaji Hassan Kuruma from Masimra, Marampa. My maternal grandparents are from Domiola in Sanda. They settled in Nyawa Lokoma Chibdom, in Uruma in Nyawa Lokoma Chibdom, where my mother was born. My wife is from Kenya, and we are blessed with 3 children. So, I spent my years as a political activist in Freetown, as a student leader at the Milton Magai Teachers College, where I was first Secretary General, later on elected President of the Student Union, and thereafter elected Secretary General of the National Union of Sierra Leone Students. And I served the longest time in the history of Sierra Leone politics in that position, up to 1991, before leaving Sierra Leone.
Point of order. Shall we know your guest?
Yes, I'm going to come there.
Okay.
Just wait. Those guests are factored in what I'm going to say, because they are very vital to when I start talking about things that I have done and things that I'm doing. So, pardon me if I haven't arrived there. So, I can be said to be a complete Sierra Leonean with a northern heritage, a cultural background in the south, a political training in the west, and my eastern connection. So you go south, I'm there. You go east, I'm there. You go north, I'm there. You come to the western area, I'm there. I operated in this city in the 80s when the student union were the de facto opposition to government. So I know this city. I know how the intelligence of this city works. I understand it. And when I say that, I don't say it minded, because I'm talking to you. I will be leading the charge to victory in 2012. And I have come to seek power. And I take that seriously, because the SFPP knows how to get power. But twice in the history of this party, we have always, through our own faults, been unable to sustain it. Even though we have the most brilliant ideas, we have the most brilliant personalities, we have the most capable individuals, yet our ability to sustain political power has been somehow unfulfilled on 2 occasions. I want to change that.
All the way to the front.
Close it up properly.
No, go that way. Put it on your So never forget.
Oh, good there.
Honored member, occupy the chair here.
We will write there.
I'm going to bring more chairs for you.
As a member of the Sierra Leone People's Party, I have served in 3 capacities. 1, as an ordinary due pay member in the SFPP in Washington Metro Chapter. 2nd, as the regional organizing secretary prior to the 2007 elections under the chairmanship of Matthew Manamagal, who is the current chairman of the whole district council. And if you want to cross-check my role, he is my reference. You can talk to him about what I bring to the table, about when you give me power and how I make use of it. I'm not scared of power, because I believe power used judiciously can transform this nation. I have also served up to October 10 this year. Up to October 10 this year, I was chairman of the Washington Metro Chapter, which comprises of Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And I was the first person in the history of that chapter to be elected without the loser going to form another faction, because I decided not to go by the norms. but to change the course of history for our chapter. Because the tradition in Washington, D.C. was that when you want to gain power, when you want to become chairman, people pay for people so that they can come and vote for them. I told my committee, I refuse to do that. If somebody loves the party, they are interested in the party, they love Sierra Leone, they are interested in Sierra Leone, they have an obligation, ethical obligations, to do things the right way. So instead of paying for people, I take my vehicle, go house to house, talk to people, convince them to register and become members. So that when my administration came up, it stood solid up to the time I left in October 2010. I want to emphasize that point because there are people who already know me here. They know my stance on political issues. My brothers with whom I went to college, they know from the day we entered to the day we left Milton Magad. I know how to win elections. I know how to win elections. I don't make noise. I try to approach things from a strategic perspective. I believe in consultative democracy. I believe in liberal democracy. That is why I'm in the SLPP. I believe in a party that can provide the greatest opportunity for our people in this country. That is why I'm in the SLPP. And if today I come here, members of parliament, to solicit your support and ask for your vote, it is because we all believe in this liberal democracy. We all have rallied around this party. Even when we are in opposition, we have continued to contribute to the betterment of this nation through our philosophical belief in the fact that we are one country, one people. I need your vote, and I need your support. Why, among 19 candidates, will I keep emphasizing, I need your support and I need your vote? I know you are already in parliament. I know you are already part of the political decision making of this country. But I know you would prefer to have the government in power. And I want to assure you, if God can put it in your hearts to recognize that this individual, Abu-Hassan, sitting down with you this afternoon, is the person to choose, you will not be disappointed. Victory will be certain. A lot of people have said, when you are in opposition, you don't have money. When you are in opposition, you have disadvantages. Of course, I recognize that. In 2007, we had the power, we had the money, we had the influence, and we even had the votes. I keep emphasizing that. And yet we lost the power. I may not be the man with the most money in this campaign. In fact, I cannot compete with any one of the other candidates on money. But there are two things I know I can compete on effectively and efficiently. I can compete on the love of people and the favor of God. I can compete on the love of people and the favor of God. Those two factors are the factors on which my campaign is built. That's why I don't make noise. I move when I want to move. I speak when I want to speak. But I believe in building the appropriate cells that should I fall short of my expectation, those cells will be very much appropriate in winning the election for whoever emerges. I am not in this thing with a pauper mentality, but I want to bring something different to the party, something different to the campaign, and something different to this nation. I have a seasoned background in non-profit administration. left this country, I started the 21st Century African Youth Movement with chapters in Kenya, Nigeria, Liberia, and here in Sierra Leone. Those two gentlemen that you see there, the one on my right is Dennis Charles Glover, a product of University of Wisconsin-Madison, and with majors in business studies with focus in strategic business management. He is also my vice chairman of the 21st Century African Youth Movement and international coordinator. He lived in Matru for 3.5 years, from November 2006 through June 2009. While in Matru, he developed the capacity of the youth network that currently exists within that area, leads our current office for 25 years, developed vegetable gardens in Matru, John, Joma, and Mobimbi, established and negotiated with ATS, the company that does hospitality management for Sierra Rutai. They buy the products from our young people. He also developed the Monsele Beach for recreational purposes and to diversify recreational activities in Matru, John, while focusing on developing local tourism. The other young man over there is Christopher Langford, who has contributed nearly $20,000 organization. He brought the first water purification system that uses reverse osmosis, so that our young people who are suffering consistently from typhoid will now purify their waters and drink. And he's back in this country with a $10,000 worth of newer equipment that is going to enhance the business mentoring program of our young people. He just arrived yesterday and we have the items loaded and headed to Matru, John. One of the things I did as a founder of the 21st Century African Youth Movement was when I was in Matru, John in 2001, I was an eyewitness to the election of Paramount Chief Ali Badara Sherif. And I also recognized through my work with non-profit organizations how communities and local governments work to advance the interests of those communities. And as a result, our organization invited Paramount Chief Ali Badara Sherif to Madison, Wisconsin, where he stayed for 1 month, traveling all over the state, meeting the governors, meeting all the important people in the state, and the chancellor of the University of Wisconsin system. Through those efforts, Paramount Chief Sherif was able to learn firsthand about how local governments work in America and how these local governments work with their communities to advance their interests. I believe it is very necessary to start somewhere. My impact in the John Chiefdom can be verified, referenced by Paramount Chief Ali Badara Sherif. But more than that, I have also done something for this country that I believe for our collective memory, it is going to be essential in the future, which is through the Wisconsin Humanities Council, which is also a branch of the National Endowment for the Humanities, the University of Wisconsin, the City of Madison, and the County of Dane. I received a $63,000 grant to organize a traveling art exhibition on the Sierra Leone Civil War called Representations of Violence, Art about the Sierra Leone Civil War, which is a collection of paintings done by artists who lived and experienced the Civil War in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Sorry.
Today, that collection is worth over $200,000. And I have started negotiation because I've just found out there's a proposal on foot to start a peace museum in Sierra Leone. My organization is going to donate that collection to that museum when it becomes a reality. So, again, this is Askia, an artist and a humanities scholar. This is Askia, the first leader you have, technologically savvy, who knows how to use technology to advance the educational gains of this country. I need your support, and I need your vote. And I want to assure you here today, honorable members, that should you, in your good wisdom, look among all the 19 children coming before you, consider me for your singular vote to become the flag bearer of this party. I will not let you down. I will take you to victory, and be rest assured that victory will be certain in 2012. I am not a clairvoyant. I am not a clairvoyant, but I understand what is necessary to make this possible. I understand what is necessary to make this possible. I have never lost an election, even at student levels. I know how to plan. I know how to strategize. And you can believe in me that once this game is over, the next game is to win the State House. And be rest assured, Askia can make that possible. I want to thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope and pray that God will put it in your heart that your singular vote will go for Askia. Thank you. One.
Mr. Kuruma, let me also thank you on behalf of my colleagues for that detailed, brilliant statement. I believe your statement has whet the appetite of members of Parliament for questions, comments, etc. I will now open the floor for MPs to ask questions.